Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely incredible. We're going to be unpacking a really striking poem and the whole philosophy behind it, crafted by this brilliant thinker named Oluyomi Oladavid. It's one of those pieces that literally forces you to pause, look in the mirror, and fundamentally question how you're assigning value to your own life.
So let's just jump right in. Take a look at this quote. "We are priceless goods, not cheap bads." I want you to just read that to yourself for a second. It's a simple line, right? But man, it carries so much weight. Because honestly, how often do we walk through life accepting way less than what we're actually worth? This single stanza from Oluyomi immediately sets the tone for her entire philosophy. She's challenging us right out of the gate to reflect on our self-worth. Are you treating yourself like something completely priceless, or are you just settling for a bargain bin kind of existence?
All right, let's move into Section 1, the vision of Oluyomi, generating solutions. To really grasp the power of her poetry, we kind of need to understand who she is and what drives her. Her logo here is such a great symbol of her distinct voice, a woman with a remarkably clear, strong sense of self. Oluyomi proudly describes herself first and foremost as a Nigerian who just genuinely loves people. And that love, it isn't just some passive, nice feeling for her. It is the absolute bedrock of all the work she puts out into the world. She's positioned herself as someone completely dedicated to generating solutions and providing clarity in a world that, let's face it, is often incredibly chaotic.
And that brings us to our core mission. Oluyomi states explicitly that she is all about global education development and transformation. She wants to see actual, real-world change. She's not just writing poetry just to make art. She's using her voice to influence policy, to shape strategy, and to drive transformation on a massive scale. Basically, she wants to educate the entire globe on their true inherent value.
Moving on to Section 2, decoding no chattels through a poetic contrast.
So this brings us straight to our March 2022 poem. But before we get to the verses, we absolutely have to define this title. What is a chattel? Well, a chattel is an item of property. It's a mere possession, right? An object that you own and trade. So by boldly titling her piece No Chattels, Oluyomi is laying out her entire core argument before you even read the first line. She's declaring that human beings are immensely valuable entities. We're never just property, we are never mere possessions, and we are absolutely never helpless victims of our circumstances.
Which leads us to Section 3, our true identity and what we are not. Let's look at how she builds this framework of human identity by contrasting what we are against the dark shadows of what we're not. The very first duality she presents is super interesting. On the left, we have extraordinary servants. On the right, mere slaves. You see the difference there? An extraordinary servant acts out of their own free will. There's real dignity in choosing a life of willing service and offering your skills for a greater good. But a slave is forced, subjugated. She's reminding us that even when we are working incredibly hard for others, our autonomy and our mindset are what elevate us from being a piece of property to being something truly extraordinary.
Now check out this next one. Faithful children versus doubtful adults. I mean, how brilliant is that? As we grow up, society kind of beats it into us that cynicism and doubt are the real markers of maturity. But Oluyomi flips that entirely on its head. She elevates the purity, the trust, and the boundless faith of a childlike mindset way above those heavy, paralyzing doubts that plague us as adults. She's basically saying that true maturity isn't about losing your faith, it's about having the strength to hold on to it.
Then she hits us with this deeply emotional contrast. Are you a love bank or are you a strife wall? Just picture that imagery for a second. A bank is a place where you store something incredibly valuable so it can be distributed and invested. A wall is just meant to block, to separate, to defend. So are you hoarding love within yourself so you can give it away and enrich the world? Or are you spending all your energy building walls of conflict to keep people out?
To really appreciate the rhythm of her philosophy, we've got to look at how she aggregates even more of these beautiful identities. She says we are winning generals, not defeated foes. We're candlelights, not darkened nights. We're necessity stores, not waste bins. We are flexible necks, not hard heads. Reading through these, you can literally hear the marching cadence of her poetry. She is relentlessly drumming positivity and purpose into us, reminding us that in every single aspect of life, our leadership, our light, our usefulness, our flexibility, we have immense, undeniable worth.
Next up is Section 4, empowering women and saving planets.
Now, Oluyomi's philosophy goes way beyond just individual self-worth.
Take a moment to absorb this striking visual she shared. You've got these two green hands seemingly lifting up another, and the message below it is just profound. She writes, "Deceive a woman, conquer the earth. Enlighten the woman, save the planet." This isn't just a catchy slogan, it is intense social commentary. She is drawing a direct line between the deception of women and the conquest and destruction of the world itself.
The scale of her argument here is massive. If you deceive a woman, you leave the entire earth vulnerable to being conquered. But if you enlighten her, if you literally bring her into the light of education, self-worth, and truth, you're not just changing one life, you are saving the planet. Olio Ayomi places this staggering weight on female enlightenment. To her, a woman fully stepping into her power isn't just a personal victory, it's the ultimate key to global salvation.
Which brings us to Section 5, the divine driving force, her ultimate engine. So you might be wondering, what actually fuels all this unyielding optimism? What gives her the strength to tackle global transformation? Well, this deeply personal declaration lays out the foundation of her entire worldview. She states, "My Father God owns and rules the universe. He is the wheel within my wheels." The internal engine driving all of her transformational work is her faith. She doesn't view herself as doing this entirely on her own strength. Her massive mission to educate the globe and remind us that we are no chattels is directly tied to her belief in a higher power directing her path.
Let's bring this grand philosophy right back down to your everyday reality with one final contrast from her poem. Wealthy house on the left, poor street on the right. Now, she's not necessarily talking about money here. This symbolizes the abundance of a purpose-driven, enlightened life versus a spiritually impoverished, aimless one. When you finally realize that you are a priceless good, your internal life literally becomes a wealthy house, rich with value, overflowing with love, and driven by mission.
And that brings us to the final line of her poem, and the ultimate question she's posing to you today. Are you running missions or just chasing shadows? Are you living with intention, understanding your profound value, and executing your unique purpose? Or are you just distracted, chasing illusions, and forgetting that you are absolutely not a chattel? It is such a powerful thought to carry with you. Thank you so much for joining us on this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.